Well, hey guys, and welcome to one of my first two videos on navigation. And the purpose of this video is to show you guys a quick and dirty way you can get to target on some very barren winter maps, which terrain features don't give you much to go on in terms of reference points. So the important thing to do, just like we do in real life flying, is to have a sense of where you are at a given time. Really, it's that simple. So for that, what I did is I went into some zero wind conditions. I made sure my speed was stable on the aircraft, and then I simply calculated how much time it took me to cross a grid. So the east-west and north-south is the same, it's a square, and I also did it diagonally. So for that, I was able to get some figures in miles and in kilometers. So for instance, a grid in miles is 6.38, and diagonally it's 9.37. In kilometers, crossing a grid is 10.27 kilometers, and diagonally it's 15 kilometers. So with that, we can do quick and dirty calculations, and that's what we're going to prove here. So let's just take a look at this map here. What I'm going to attempt to do is I'm taking off from this airfield here, and we're going to cross, so I'm pretty much in the center, so we're going to cross two grids east. Whoops, sorry. Let's see, 2 grids east. Is that the one I wanted, or was it 3 grids east? Yeah, that's it. 2 grids east. So 1, 2. So yeah, 1, 2, 3 grids. So 3 grids east, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grids north. Okay, so 3 grids east, 6 grids north. Okay, so basically all I want to do is I want to calculate at what moment I need to turn on the third and the center of the third grid, and how much time is it going to take for me to to get the target once I turn going north. Now this quick and dirty method is not taking into consideration winds. I'll make a second video of a more detailed method for longer range missions with the PE2, for instance, at altitude where the winds can significantly affect you for high level bombing. But for short to medium distances flown in fighters or fighter bombers, this quick and dirty method should be good enough. Yeah, so what I was saying is I know that I'm going to be about 270 miles per hour when I'm fully loaded at 80% throttle, 80% RPM in the P-47, which is loaded 80% fuel, etc. So here's where we do those calculations. So like I said, it's 6.3 miles. What I need to know is I need to multiply that by 3. So I'm going to be doing 19 miles east, and obviously the double of that north, and that's 38.28. Let's call it 38 miles north. Okay, so I just need to know how much time before my turn, and here's where I'm going to call this up. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any kind of ideal software for you guys to suggest. Oh, hang on, I think I lost my screen. No, there it is. Okay, so this is just a screenshot of my my iPhone here. So the app I use is only for iOS, unfortunately, but there's a whole bunch of what they're called E6B calculators. So they're calculators for aviators. So there's some online versions, there's some versions for Android, there's some versions for iOS, but my little preferred one here, unfortunately, is only for iOS. So I get in there, and I simply go to navigation. So I know the distance I need to fly is 19. I punch it in. My true bearing is 090. Again, I'm not factoring the winds. The winds could change the heading you need to take not to blow you off course, but I'm not factoring this in. This is, like I said, quick and dirty. And my ground speed, since I'm not factoring wind, there again, I'm just assuming that my indicated airspeed is my ground speed. Okay, and I'm going to punch in 270. All right, so basically at 4 minutes and 13 seconds, I should be doing my first turn to go towards the north. And then it will be double that amount for the 6 grids, or else I would have calculated individually. But basically, it should take me 8 minutes and 26 seconds to fly north. And what I like about this is I got this nice timer feature, so then I could just do like a start elapsed time 1, and then on my second turn start elapsed time 2. Alright guys, so I just started here, so I'm starting my time. And I'm not yet really to 270, I'm still gaining speed, so that's going to affect things a little. But like I said, let's quick and dirty, we'll see how we do. So as you can see, my speed's still increasing, and it should stabilize at about 267, 270. And as you can see, my heading is not exact. I'm at I'm at 89 degrees instead of 90. It's fine. If you want to get more perfect, we can do it. So again, picture that I didn't have the GPS anymore, right? I don't know, or I have no way of knowing when I'm gonna have to do my turn here. So, and another way you can do it is just calculate how much time it takes you to cross a grid depending on your preferred speed. So we know that we have to turn here to 1409, and let's just say that that was barren, where I had absolutely no terrain features that can even let me know that I'm over that area. Alright, so here, let's just keep this. Yeah, let's keep it on the right. Okay, our first turn is due now, so we'll see how we're doing. We're probably going to be falling a bit short because I didn't have the correct speed, but we'll see. Actually, we're okay. So, let's head north. I can start my second timer. And that's it. So that's another... oh, it's, I mean, 8 minutes and 26 seconds, plus the 4 minutes that we already did. So right now, actually, I've got 2 timers going on here, just to show you. You don't need the 2 timers, though. I could, you know, I just need the elapsed one and calculate that the total time on that one. But I started an elapsed 2 here, because that's the elapsed 2 is the one that has to be at 8 minutes and 26 seconds. So once I'm about 7 minutes around, I'll report back here. Hey guys, I'm back. So while we're you know, while we were discussing, you know, flying over barren areas, let's discuss flying over areas that are somewhat barren but still have some features to track. And that's why, as you're moving through space and time, there, you need to keep track of all of those. So we know that if we did have, you know, this huge city helping us, sorry, these two cities helping us, well, we would know. So once we passed it, we would know to expect to see another city on our right, which we see it, and we can see at the angle that it's at. Okay, so it's not all maps that don't have visual cues, but definitely the rivers don't help us too much. Although you can see the contour of the river. I can't use my mouse here because I'm using my Deland clip, but you can see how the river is turning there. And after this town, we're coming across this other town. You know, so on and so forth, when we're lucky enough to have some features. Let's see how we're doing. We are 3 minutes, so we're 5 minutes away from our target, which, if you recall, we'll just go take a look at it. Is this town of Arzhanivsky. Man, I have trouble with those types of names. So it's grid 0809. So basically by 8 minutes 30 seconds I should be in the center of this grid. That town should just be to the head of me, a bit to the right. And this is a rip around back. So sometimes features that look desolate like this still could give you some hints. Like towards my right, I've got these 1, 2, 3 patches of forest, and to my left, like 1, 2 with 1, 2, 1 over here. So, and we could see that to the left and to the right. So sometimes we're lucky, but to know to notice those, you always have to keep on. You have to keep track of them from the get-go. The moment you're lost, it just becomes really difficult to try to make out on the map. You know, those kind of wooded areas, etc. And here's some other little indications. I got a line of forest here, and I've got like a road that's cutting through it there. And that's it. So I've got this line of forest here with that road that I saw here cutting through it. And then actually I should be crossing a road that splits into 2 other roads. So all those details help if you never, you know, if you never lose your situational awareness. If you always have it, then all those features will make sense to you. When you're completely lost, it becomes that much harder. I'm looking at my lapse time, 7 minutes 30 seconds. So in a minute I should be there. And there's not much features here. Oh, I see a town to my left. And that's it. We're at 8 minutes and a half. So I see a town to my left. So I'm either to the right of it. Yeah, I got to the right of it. And let's see if that's the case in the map here. Yeah, you see I'm to the right of it. And that's it. So there it is. And we're just going to go bomb it. And now I'm going to pick it up as a waypoint to get back home. So here, we're just going to speed up a bit. Going to jettison my stores. And that's it. So we got 8 minutes and a half again to go before we need to make a turn towards the west back home. And let's just slow her up now because I got rid of the stores. Or you want to go faster, you want to get home fast, well, we'll just have to recalculate, we'll just have to redo the math now. Here, let's make it go 280. Well, not much of a difference. 8 minutes and 9 seconds. So I forgot to mention, in those servers, the only information you get in the HUD there is going to be azimuth or direction. So you really have to rely on your indicated airspeed here to know how fast you're going. So yeah, I am going 280. Alright, now let's just say that I actually wanted to go back home diagonally. All I would have to do is just redo the calculations, and then from this point on, pick up a heading of 225 degrees, and then I'd be crossing 1, 2, 3 grids. And we said that those 3 grids is 9.37 miles. So I would get to my navigation, 9.37 times 3. Give me a second here. So 9.37 times 3, it's 28.11. So 28.11 is the distance to 80, and it would basically take me 6 minutes. So let's try that. Alright, so I restarted the timer. What else have we got? I'm crossing a road. See if we could see it. There it is. Right off my right wing there. So we're crossing a road. And then we're going to be crossing another road, and we can actually see the shape of this road here. So that should be something pretty easy to find. Yeah, you see how we see it turning? And that's the second road. Right there. And then up ahead we got a bunch of, a couple, bunch of little forest here. I can see the town. There's a little forest I'll be going over here. Yeah, that's fine. And then there's some railroad tracks that I'm almost going to be parallel to, and then the airfield should be up ahead. And that's it, folks. We're home. And let's land this sucker. Well, guys, stay tuned for the next one when we're going to do a bombing mission with the PE2. And we're going to put in some pretty serious winds in there, and we're going to calculate our true heading and our ground speed properly. and see if you get the target as well. So I hope this was helpful to all of you.